Hello everybody, and welcome back to another dungeon update video. As you can see behind me, all of the rooms are now done. Every single room in the dungeon is now in it. We have 150 rooms here, most of which you've seen before, but let's do a quick run through what you haven't. Starting over at this end, the fourth room is now added, a lovely lake room. Some updates for the future. I'm going to be adding a lot of plant life, not just to this room, but to all of the rooms. And one of the things that this room will get in the future is a lot of life in the water, not just plants, but things like fish and maybe some dolphins or glow squid or whatever. Haven't really decided yet what I'm going to do. But that's this room done. Some minor updates. This video has received some more texturing, as well as that one's received a little bit, especially in places like right here, but it's not that important. Anyway, moving on. The most interesting stuff is down at this end. There's a whole lot, as you can see. Not gonna show you everything because it'll ruin part of the surprise, but we got some more of these rooms, one for every direction, more of them. All of the parkour rooms are now done, so you'll be finding plenty of parkour in the dungeon. It's over here. We have, nope, not that one. We've got some more ending hallways with some water, but oh wait, that's not really an ending hallway, is it? If we swim down here, the dungeon actually continues. So be sure to keep an eye out for those rooms. You wouldn't want to miss a loot chest on the other side of one of them. Let's see, we've got some lovely rooms right here, which really break up the grid pattern of the dungeon by adding some longer diagonal hallways. We've got 8 of those, 2 for each direction, and then we also have 2 X-shaped rooms right here. So be sure not to get lost when finding one of these rooms. Let's load up a dungeon real quick and I'll show you some of the other rooms. Nothing has changed here yet. That'll be the next update video. So here we are in the dungeon. Let's go see if we can find one of the new rooms that I'd like to show you. As you're walking through the dungeon, as I said earlier, make sure that you don't just glance at what you think might be an ending hallway, because in this example, it's one of those water rooms. Here we go. Here's one of those rooms I wanted to show you. It's just a normal looking hallway, right? Well, you better watch your step, because if you're not careful, you'll get a cave-in, and you don't want to be stuck in the middle of that, let me tell you. And this is what the dungeon looks like from a spectator point of view. It's looking more diverse than ever, I feel like, and it's getting really close to being able to be played. So, what are the next steps moving forward? Well, I've gotten all of the rooms done and textured. Those are in the dungeon now. My next plans are to build a very temporary shop system with some very basic tools and armor, and add in a basic chest loot table as well. Add more chests into the dungeon with emeralds that you can collect. And then after that, I will be adding in a very basic boss. It's gonna be Bob the Zombie. In the final version, all of those things are gonna be much more complex. But after I build the chest system and add in Bob the Zombie, I'm gonna add even more room variation, and I'm not gonna be adding more rooms, but let me show you what I mean real quick. Sometimes, even though we have 150 rooms, the exact same room will spawn right next to each other, like this, and you can very easily tell when you go from room to room, but they're just the same. So, I'm going to be building a copy of every single room with a ton of plant life, ore in the walls, maybe some animals, cobwebs, who knows, things like that. And all of the lights will also be included in this, and then the copies of these rooms will be pasted in on top of these rooms at about like 10%, I don't know. 10% of the copied rooms will be pasted into the normal ones. And if that sounds a little bit complicated, well, let me explain what that'll do. So, in the default room, for example, all of these lanterns might be gone. Let me just remove these real quick. Okay, completely dark now, but what's my point? Well, if I make a room with a ton of lanterns and then paste in only a handful of those blocks, we might have lanterns that look like that in this room, and well, this one may have something like, oh, not there, something like that. It won't be a significant change, but it'll be enough to make each room feel slightly varied from each other, and you will always get a brand new experience in every single room. And while I am adding in that variation, I'm also gonna do secret rooms. As you're walking through the dungeon, I don't have an example of this right now, but as you're walking through the dungeon, you might see right here that there's some cracks in the wall. And it might be a good idea to mine through that cracked wall, because you might get some really good treasure. Not always, but it's worth keeping an eye out for. So to wrap up this video, the next update, I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but it's going to show off the new chest system, a basic shop, and Bob the Zombie, as I've said earlier. But after that, I'm going to be posting this on a server, probably not Fire Ice just yet. It will probably be somewhere on, like, Eternos, and I'll be hosting some playtesting sessions, see what y'all think of the dungeon. It's not going to be anywhere near the final product by then, but it'll give you a good idea of what the dungeon's going to be like. So make sure that you join the Discord to be able to test that out when that happens. The link's in the description. I hope to see you there. And with that, that is the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, and if you really enjoyed it, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. See ya!